Hi, welcome to my own little vlog. Right, I'm just finishing off my pair of trousers now, as we can see. So before I just go, I just want to see my finger. It's just you can see there, I had a very bad accident with steam from my iron. I burnt my finger very badly. I've been on penicillin for a few days now, so always please be careful of your steam iron. Anyway, I don't want to digress from this beautiful pair of trousers I'm just making. This is one of the pairs of trousers I'm making for my fashion show. It's part of my three-piece suit. So these are finished now. This is the last thing I'm going to do on this now. So I always hand stitch my fly. You can see the chalk mark around the fly front, and this is what we do in the bespoke world. You'll see sometimes we'll actually machine stitch, but I don't. I actually hand stitch this. So basically it's just like a back stitch basically, and I've got my very small needle. This is a size 8 betweens are smaller needles and or sharps, and we use this. So this is like a size 8, so it's a very small needle because I want to do very small back stitches. So you can see here now, and you've got to do very small because you've got to hold the facing. Can you see inside here the facing now? So this is the facing because you need to, if you do longer stitches, eventually this will come undone. So the smaller stitch you do, it will secure it more. So this is what I'm doing now, you can see. So I've got my little tripod, little overhanging little tripods in its way, but I should be able to stitch it for you. I'll try and move this tripod a little bit out. It's in the way of myself stitching the trousers. Okay, so you can see little small back stitches I'm doing down the fly front. As I said, some tailors will actually machine stitch, but I'm not machine stitching this. I could have done, but this is the real bespoke way of finishing off. So usually if they had pockets, and I usually do hand stitches around the edge of the pockets as well. And here, and usually we've got hook and bars in. You can see there what we call hook and bars in. We've got small ones. Usually we have the robust, big, heavy-duty ones for the men's trousers, but these are women's trousers, so I've used little small hook and bars. Probably some of my trousers I'll probably do a mixture of hook and bars and buttonholes by hand, little tabs in as well. So I'll do a small little selection of different methods for fastening up the trousers. So as you can see, I'm just going around the fly front here. I've already, you can see at the bottom here, this has been hand stitched with button thread. So for the last inch and a half going down this crotch, it's been hand stitched in on the seam inside. And the reason, because you put a lot of stress when people sit down, and so this gives it a lot of support, and that's what I do. I think that's one of my little vlogs you may have seen me doing that, I'm not too sure. So but I'm giving you little glimpses into how real bespoke tailors will actually work their suits or trousers or waistcoats. So hopefully some of you are following me on this journey of making all my suit collection. And I've got to design a few more suits. As I said, I'm looking back at the 1940s, 50s, 60s and 70s for inspiration for cutting the suits. So this is just a standard. There's two of these. These are just a standard cut. But you'll probably see some of my cuts will be it will go back into time. So there we have it, everyone. It's very therapeutic hand stitching. It's very meditative. I used to meditate. I used to be a monk. Some of you may know. I used to be a Hare Krishna, Hare Rama monk. I lived in the ashram. I lived in the temple. So I used to do lots of meditation. I need to get back into it. But when I hand stitch, it's a kind of form of meditation for me. And it's very therapeutic. should say that word, therapeutic. It is therapy, really, to be quite honest, and I love it so much. And there we have that. That's finished now. Just go to the back and just backstitch a couple of stitches just to secure it. And we have that. The last thing I've got to do now is I'm going to show you the trousers in a minute. So I'm going to put them back on the table and then I'll show you the trousers. So here's the trousers finished. So all I've got to do now, you can see, so I'll put my little hand stitching around the fly front, and as you can see we match up all the stripes across the front. You can see we've matched up on the side seams all the way down here, right down. It's very vitally important, and this is down to you pattern cutting your trousers. And also remember, I said on my early vlog, all the sides inside legs are all matched up exactly as well. And also you can go to the back, you can see the back seat is matched up as well. You can see it's matched up. And also the waistband going across, when you do up the waistband here as well, that's matched up as well. You can see the stripe from there is matching the stripe on the other side, and that's down to good pattern cutting. And also for my trousers I make, pure bespoke couture, I always use a metal zip. Usually they're YKK, the best zips you can get. And on the inside, you see I've put a Bengal stripe. It would have been great, I wanted like a maroon red, the world map lining, but I ran out of it, so I couldn't use the red. You can see I've used a curtain underneath it. You can see there's a curtain underneath there. So that's a curtain underneath there, but I've used a Bengal stripe. It's still nice, a little contrasting little feature there. So all I've got to do now is I've got to hand file round the edges here where this fly front is, and then I'm going to do a little back stitch in the middle of the lining, because I never machine it. Some tailors will go in the stitch in the ditch, but I don't do that. For my bespoke work, I hand stitch from here, so you don't see it at all. It's hidden when it goes through to the canvas, because it's canvassed inside. It's like a linen canvas in there. So I'll do little small back stitches, and that's it. And there we go, everyone. So there's the trousers. That's virtually complete. You can see the fly here. I use a bias binding lining, just gives it a nice feature, and it's all you always line it anyway. So that front's all lined. And there we have it. So these trousers are virtually ready to be worn now. I'll have one last fitting. I know it's fit. We've had 2 fittings, so I know it's perfect on the model anyway now. So I'm just finishing off the jacket for this. The waistcoat's already finished, and I'm going to cut out my next suit tomorrow. So hopefully you'll join me on this journey for my fashion show next year. On that note, everyone, I'll see you soon, so ciao.